Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Worm here. Today, we are going to be going over a game called Wild Hearts. It is one of the newest type of hunting games that has come out this year. It is so much fun. It's open world. You fight monsters, you make armor, and you do whatever you can to make materials, gather materials. It's a lot of fun. I have probably put about 40 hours into this game. Currently in the middle of high rank. But we're not going to go over anything high rank. We're just going to go over stuff that's early rank to help you guys out. That is in Chapter 1 or is in Chapter 2. Or if you need a refresher on how to learn the basics, this video will help you out tremendously. Um, but some topics we're going to go over. We're going to go over some basic stuff. We're going to go over basic Karakuris, Dragon Karakuri, Fusion Karakuri, food system, your armor, your weapons, making bases, how you should make your map. Your little buddy that's next to me, we'll learn about him much later. And also, we're going to go to the town, learn what's in the hub, and some cool things like that. And at the very end, I will teach y'all how to basically the right way of how you should be going about hunting a monster and everything you should be looking for and doing while you're in the middle of a battle to help make your hunts go a lot smoother. Anyway, let's get down with the basics, shall we? First things first, we're going to talk over is these basic Karakuris. You eventually will start off with one of four. You'll get off to the left, you'll start off with a box here. Now, a box, you can have it be one high, you can have it two high, or you can have it three high. And basically what a box does, you can use it for building yourself up a wall, up a cliff, do whatever. And in order to get over it, you walk up, keep walking up, walk up. It will auto jump for you. No need to press anything. Very cool. And also for combat style, you can basically walk up to here, do a plunging attack, do some damage. Very cool. Or if you go to the highest one right here, you will do a massive plunge attack. Now, that's awesome, right? That's awesome. Anyway, that is super cool. I love the basic boxes. There's so much you can do with it. You can help build other stuff with them. It's very useful. I love it so much. Next thing we're gonna go over the glider. Now this will get at the second island at the start after your first monster hunt over there. It is a very awesome personal transportation sort of equipment. You walk up to it, same thing. Walk up, it will automatically fly you in the air. Do whatever you want, jump off early, doesn't matter. Or, for instance, if you're falling a height, imagine we're coming up and we're like, oh no, we jumped like 50 feet, we can't get anywhere. And we're slowly falling down. You come up, you basically falling down, and you just do it again. In midair. This has saved me so many times by just falling off of cliffs, zip lines, getting knocked off cliffs. I love this glider. Now, the next and best one, in my opinion, I personally think this is the best one. It is a spring Karakuri. This thing is very useful. It will help you sprint across monsters. That is not the height it should be. It should be more like that or whatever. But anyway, you basically put it down. We'll put it one high instead. Make it a lot better. You put it one high. You basically can jump across it. It gives you a free dash. It will help you give you invincibility frames against monsters. So if you're about to get hit, you're like, oh no, we're about to get hit. You put it down, you dash on it, you get some free stuff happening. It's awesome. And another little side thing you might not know about it is we're gonna dash. You see the little stamina bar next to my character? It will go from green to yellow to red. And if you keep running, you will not be able to refill that stamina. It will stay forever red until you either stop for a second, it will come back a little bit, or if you're on another Karakuri, you slightly get some stamina back. But if you spring on here, it will already fill you from all the way down to empty, down to all the way full in literally 1 second. That is super cool. I love it so much. It's probably the best Karakuri in my opinion. Very, very awesome. Now the torch here basically will imbue your weapon. It'll give you a little dash in front of you. You walk into it, you run into it, do whatever. Your weapon will be butt for about 30 seconds or until however many times you hit a monster. Sometimes a couple times, sometimes less than that. It all depends how much damage you do. This thing is basically, just imagine Dark Souls where you put your weapon on fire. Extra fire equals extra damage equals extra happy hunter. Very awesome. It's definitely very useful. I use it probably for every fight. Definitely will use it for everything I have. Anyway, next that we're going to go over is our Dragon Karakuris, which are these little pits right here. You go around the map, you'll see a bunch of these little guys around the map. You can either click on it like here to look into it. And if you look, you have different resources. You will have your wood resource, your fire resource, your water, and your wind, and your earth. Now, an easy way to tell what each dragon source will give you, if you go to your upgrade menu, or if you just open it in general, you will be able to see however many resources we have. So if you look at our wood, it goes from 73 to 85 if we upgrade it, but we currently can't do that till we fight a monster. And that's another way to get crystals. In order to upgrade your thing up to the next rank, you have to hunt monsters up to that rank, and then further on, the more hunters you hunt and more monsters you hunt later on, the more stuff you'll upgrade, the better it is. Very cool system, definitely useful, definitely probably the number one thing you always want to do, because you upgrade it, you get more upgrades, so you can put more of these guys down, you can put more campfires, you can put more tents down, you can put more forages, towers, do whatever you want, you put it down, it's super awesome. But before you go anywhere, after every area you basically come into the game, you'll start probably at one area, and you see a whole lot of white on the map. Take your time. Do not hunt a monster off the bat. Take your time. It takes about 10-15 minutes to walk around the map, open it up, try to clear out all this white as you can, and eventually when you go around, put down one of these towers right here. Like this tower right up here, which is right on this thing, you can't really see it. This tower, always put it down, because once you have it here, it will help you show in the vicinity where a monster is. So I have a tower here, I can see everything around this area here, and I can see all the creatures, all the monsters. So if you want to hunt a monster, the easiest way to go about doing it, you go to monster, click on it, boom, you can view it with left bumper, or you can call for assistance, whatever you want. Very awesome, and you will have these little threads coming out of you that will help you basically go around, look at yourself toward a monster. It will also highlight all these different trees and rocks and whatever that will help you gather all your Karakuris thread back up so you can build more basic Karakuris and basically just do anything awesome like that. The next thing, after you put your towers down, find areas you can put your base camps after you try to find all of these dragon pits. If you can't get these dragon pits early on and you don't have the resources and you're still trying to find the resources, if you look at this little plant right here, it's got one of these crystals on there. Give me a second while I try to get a tutorial out of me. I don't know why it's there. Very weird. We're gonna go fly down here, show you another thing of these crystals. They'll come in forms of those little plants, and they also come to the forms of these roots right here. So you come up to these roots, you pick it up, you get 5 of these crystals per one. And sometimes these little pits will sometimes take 1, sometimes take 2, sometimes 3 to like open up the pits. But you open it up, you get more resources, you can put more towers down, you can put more fast travel points down, put more tents down. And going on again about the fast travel points, you get 1 free fast travel point on every bit of the map. So on this map, if you walk up here and you go find this place at the very top, you will get a free camp that will only cost 5 earth resources to use. Meanwhile, if you try to build one out here in the middle of the open, it costs 50. And the same thing can be said about other things. All this is more expensive if you're not at either one of those camps or the first camp you spawn at in the game. So preferably, if you ever want to have a forge down or have anything else down, always be looking for your camps here and just put as much as food resources down, stuff for food, your campfire, your forage, or just cosmetic stuff in your Dragon Karakuri menu, and Awesome things like that. Now, in the world, you will have these trees here. These trees are your health trees. They're ancient trees. You walk up to it. This will not be here when you first start the game, probably. You walk up to it, you press L2, you pop it out. This will pop in front of you. And this will refill your healing all the way up. So if you need heals, go over here. If you can't find you around you, look on your map. Look for these little dots right here. Once you find them and activate them, it will pop up. You mark it, go to it. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy. Uh, One thing more with the map. If you look at different map on the bottom left of the corner, you have just a map option. You have your small kimono function, so you can see all those small creatures. So we have little rats right here. You have toads. You have a rabbit. You have some lizards around here. There's a lot of different wildlife you can look at. And on top of wildlife, you'll also be able to look at all the different things on your menu here. So, for instance, you'll see what the creatures are based on their names. So, if you need to look for a name for like this small kimono, a deer, or if you need a hare, look for the name, pick it on the map, and then ping it with your map function with X or A if you're on Xbox or whatever Xbox's version of X is from PlayStation to Xbox. I don't know. Um, but it's very awesome. And another thing we should be going about is the Karakuri menu. This is your upgrade tree. This is the way you get better upgrades for your Karakuris. This is how you get cool stuff. Like, for instance, I can get ingredients just if I want, but it costs 1,000 awakening. So what that means by awakening, if you look at the bottom or top right of the corner here, 2411, it will be all these resources here. You get them from collecting resources, taking out monsters, gathering materials, and also hunting monsters and breaking parts on top of monsters. And eventually you just start picking them up, you'll accumulate them over time, and you can just start upgrading. For instance, if you want to upgrade this, you can upgrade that. You can upgrade the range of your towers, which is massively huge. And with your map, always prefer to put 3 to 4 towers down to help see all of this, because you will be able to see all these monsters at the start. By activating your first tower, you can see all of this for free. Without activating it, you ain't gonna see nothing. So always be making sure you activate these towers when you start in, hunt anything. Helps you tremendously. You have your inventory system here. Basically, don't look at anything else except for the coins. These coins here, sell them. They have no purpose other than being sold for money. All these are parts that can be sold, but I prefer not selling them. Keeping materials is the best thing to do in any hunting game or game in general. You got your ingredients, which can be found in the wild off of like plants or mushrooms or whatever, meats, whatever. You got your talismans, which are your equivalent to charms from Monster Hunter in this game. So if you come from Monster Hunter and you know what charms are, these are the same thing. You can have up to 5 of these charms equipped. I only have 4, so it is what it is. These can be found on the map, sometimes 1, sometimes 2. You gotta be looking everywhere in your map. Look in the caves, look on the shore, look everywhere you can find. You might find them somewhere. Um, Next thing we have is our communication. It's just a guild card. It's little titles you can have, your crests or whatever. These crests you get from a lady at the town. Not really significant other than just having it to have it for you next to your name. It's cool, I guess, but it's not really something I care about. You have your friends list, your session, all that online fun stuff. Information, all your fun stuff, all your stats you have, all these other things here, resiliences, all your permanent health buffs, whatever. You got your town jobs. You have your quests you have to do for later on. We'll get to that. You have these documents, which are collectibles you find in the world, and you have your tutorial section. So, for instance, if you need help figuring something out or forget something of a tutorial that you know the game told you early on, you can just come back here and look up like, oh, I don't know how to hunt a monster. How do I hunt a monster? It's like you go around, look for the monster or anything that says monster fighting or anything like that. And if you want to know how to put or refill life threads or how to get life threads, these are your lives, whatever, 3 faints, whatever, you're done. Everything you learn or want to learn, look at here. This is very useful. Has helped me a lot. Your encyclopedia is your Monster Hunter journal for hunting giant monsters, small monsters. We're just gonna go over Rage Tail right now. He's just a cool guy. You can look at Monster's weaknesses. So, for instance, on under parts, his weakest point is his head. His least weakest is everything else. But and then again, he is a beginning monster, so everything's basically weak on him. His weakest attribute of weaknesses is fire. Everything else is about neutral. Slashing and impact is his greatest weakness. You have the piercing, which is least weakness, but it's still a weakness. Then you have statuses, burn, freeze, sleep, and some other thing that might be like confusion. I have no idea what that last thing is. Currently, at my point in the game, I haven't seen anything like that yet, so it's kind of whatever. Um, anyway, let's go over the armor. Or actually, let's go over food instead. Food you will get in the world. It's basic materials you walk around, you pick up, do whatever. And once you do that, you have these little drying racks you have at the start of the game. Put them down. You come over here, collect your materials after they've been drying for a quest or two. And then if you look at here, if you put down health boost and then defense boost, it will go from +6 to +12 and +1% to +2%. So drying your vegetables will automatically double it. It doubles basically your food system for eating. You can eat up to 100 food items. So for normally, I would have to eat 4 of these soybeans to get 100 full health. Or if I eat 2 of these, I can eat 2 of these, and then if I want to, I can eat like a couple of these little plants right here if I want to at the very end. Just fill up, and will give you like health. It will give you critical master. It will give you resiliences. It's a very useful thing you should get learning to do at the start of every quest you do. Hunting any monster, always be eating. You go to your menu, go to your food, pick it up, and basically this will stay here until the monster is dead or until you leave the area, come back to it, and then eat again. Like I said, you have your Dragon Karakuri of being able to eventually store them, but for right now, early on, always be making food, drying food, very useful. Our little buddies right here, these guys can be found in the world. They are very, like a collectible you go around doing. You can find these guys anywhere. There's 50 of them per map. If you find a lot of them and enhance your buddy, that's your main buddy, you can have them either be an attack form, a defense form, assist form, or threader. Threader will refill your thread, help you build more basic Karakuri. Your assist one will heal you, which is my personal favorite. He puts up a healing mist, and it's awesome. Defense form basically taunts the monster, super useful. If you want to do it that way, so be it. Attack form attacks the monster, super awesome. Very, very, very cool. Next thing we're gonna go over is the armor. The armor is very simplistic, not really in depth too much on it. Basically, all you do is forge your armor. You go over to it, you see all these defenses, your resiliences, your skills. Um, but eventually, if you notice on this, it is unhighlighted and it says blue. So in order for this to be useful, you have to have multiple pieces in the blue and make sure all your armor is in that bottom section where I'm at right now. Where it says human path, now it's activated. But if it's not, all your armor isn't all in blue, you're not going to get that perk. So you gotta make sure all your armor is on the human path or demon path if you're trying to get the perks you want to get. This is very cool. You can't mix and match human and kimono. You have to kind of commit to either the blue side or red side, but it's very cool, very simple to learn. You have your 8 different types of weapons. You start off with 5. I'm not gonna go too far into these. I'm just gonna go off of like how it's easiest, what's hardest to learn. Longsword is by far the easiest to learn. Next easiest probably Nodachi, then the hunting bow, and then next I would say the cannon, and then the claw. But the very high skill gap weapons are the hammer, the bladed wagasa, and the katakuri staff. These require very good patience, very good timing, and if you can get the timing well, like for Blade Wagasa, you parry. If you can keep parrying in the perfect iframes of your weapon art, you will be an absolute beast. Hammer, you have to time it to extend your hammer to do more damage. If you miss your timing, you won't do anything, and you kind of sit there like an open uh, punching bag. And the Karakuri stuff is the most difficult weapon in the game. It requires a lot of knowledge. It is one weapon that I'm not really too versed with. You have up to 5 transformations that will eventually, you build it up over time. You attack a monster, you swap around, and you'll eventually have your bar fully up to where you can do a giant great sword slam, big crap ton of damage. Um, it's very, very useful. Very awesome. But either way, that's all we're going to go for with that. Um, Another thing, please put down your vines. If you don't put down your vines here, it is going to be very, very, very difficult for you. Because if, for instance, if a monster's down there, and you're like, if he's down here, he runs all the way up here, you don't want to run up there. You can either fast travel, do it that way, or if he stops right here, and he goes from here to here, you can meet him up top here. You can take one of these things. Now, you can build these with your basic Dragon Karakuris. It's very useful. Put it down. You can deactivate it, reactivate whatever you want, shoot it wherever. You can latch it on the monster. You can do whatever you want. It's awesome. It's basically the best way to fast travel or traveling system in the game, aside from your glider. But either way, that's everything we're going to go about in the map and out here for now. Let's go over to the town for right now. And I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, we're back in town, guys. Here we go. We're going to go over, this is basically your central hub. Very minimal stuff to know and learn. You got your training area down here. You have your little board to attack with. You can also go over here, which eventually this will open up. There's something much later that will help you increase your ingredients boxes. But right now, you don't get it until probably much later in the game. The most useless guy is probably this person. All you do is talk to him. He will help you with ornaments, which is basically cosmetics. You go about looking at all this. This is your head cosmetics, your face, your ears, your chest, your arms. And it's all small little ornaments that are kind of cool, but you can only get it from, like, the stuff you get from merchants or pets you have. It's cosmetic. Cosmetic is cosmetic. This lady, just a forge lady. You've always known what the forge is. Change equipment, you start off with her. It's a blacksmith. Do whatever you want. Next person, that's probably the second most important to go over here for. You want to talk to this lady because every day she will have something useful. She will usually have something awesome. She has ingredients. She has these little materials which will help you with your cosmetic stuff or help you with other stuff that you need to upgrade for armor or weapons sometimes. Always be checking up with her. She sometimes has good stuff, but the more you progress more in the story, the more stuff she has. Go to the bathhouse up here. Bathhouse, you eventually go up here, and at the start of the third island, or before then, this will open up. And then you talk to the person here. They will develop a bathhouse for you. I've currently already updated one of them, so if you develop it, you take a bath. If you take a bath in Amatsu, and also the other bath, you will permanently get 10 health. So you get permanently 120 health points. Or you go from 100 to 120. It is very useful. Always be sure to get that upgrades because it could help you in the end, no matter what hunts you do. And it's also just a nice, relaxing place to go to. Now, the most important guy is this guy. He is the most important guy in all the town. He is your side quest person. He will give you stuff such as cloth, small scales, southern fittings, forest stone, Azuma gemstone, gold. He is probably the most important person you want to go to and make sure you want to always have 5 quests. Doesn't matter what you have, pick 5, you can only choose 5, get them done. You upgrade your tiers, you get rewards. And these rewards refresh after every time you reach 30. Even if you have quests in your system, they'll be refreshed and you gotta pick another 5. But it's very useful to have that done. They upgrade after every one of those gold medals is done. Awesome. This person's the least unimportant person. I'm not gonna really fly to her. She's just the little girl that will give you cosmetic stuff for your little gilded card here. Like these little crests. You go to her after every hunt you do. or later in the game, you just talk with her, and then she'll say, hey, come up here, and then turn in all your hunts or whatever. She gives you points for it, and then you get more crests for cosmetic stuff, and it's just awesome. But either way, let's go over to this world over here, and I'm gonna get started with a hunt. I'll see y'all in just a minute. Alright guys, we're back. So first things first, we're gonna go hunt over. First thing we're gonna pick up your materials at the start of every quest. Always pick it up once you dry it out. Always make sure you also eat up beforehand, do whatever. And also, this will not be activated. Always activate your towers, that way you can see everything on the map. So for now, we can see the rat, and we can see a boar. I'm not sure if there's a third one. It looks like there isn't. But we just marked the rat over here. We're gonna go find this person, or find the monster, have an easy way, and then just go ahead and hunt it. So, if you notice this path here, there's some rubble that looks like it can be broken. Now, if you think we can use a fusion category, you're right. If you build up a hammer, which is at the start of the second chapter, or first chapter, second island, you build it up, you can use Karakuris to make shortcuts. That is awesome and amazing. Super useful. I love it so much. But we're gonna make our way over to here. I'm gonna go try to look for some more other thing, like this thing. I'm gonna go hit this up, and then make my way over to there. I'll see you when we get over to the rat. Alright, we made it over to the rat here, and basically, it's a semi-decent fight. You go up to him, and eventually when you fight monsters, they'll have certain glowing parts once you attack them enough. So we're gonna go attack him real fast and see if we can get a part broken on him. We already got one part. Perfect. Now, what we see him for right now, we're gonna keep attacking him a couple times to try to get more of these parts glowing on him. Because the more parts you get glowing on a monster, the more chances you are at being able to do your hunter's arm. Which, doing your hunter's arm, you always want to do on every monster you see. Like, no matter what you find and what you do, always try to just get these glowing parts as much as possible. Now, we're done with that. We're going to try to find an opening to try to get on the guy. We're going to give him a second. He's going to dodge. We're going to go jump on him. And then you can go over to crawl over just like any other game, kind of. If I can look where I'm going. And basically, you get down to this glowing spot here, and you click L2 or left bumper. You'll then be able to get up every bit of these glowing parts. I guess I partially did it, but partially didn't do it. I don't know why it happened there. I'm gonna try my best to do it again if he allows me to. That looks like it's not allowing me to do it. Just put up a wall. Let's have him hit the wall and see if we can get that to happen. Or we can just do this. That works. Get our hunter's arm. Get our thing fully refilled. We got 23. So we can put up hammers if we want. Put up barricades if we want. We can do whatever we want to do. It's really awesome. You get a free damage on the monster. Super awesome. Always useful. But right now, we're just going to go try to use the thing real quick. Try to get out of the way. There's a spring. I'll use it one more time to help show you guys how you can get away from this guy. So if he's attacking like that, you can just get over here, be like, oh, I'm moving out of the way. Can't catch me, I'm a gingerbread man. But either way, guys, I think we're gonna leave it at that. I basically taught you all what I want to teach you about this game. But if y'all appreciated it, y'all liked it very much, leave a like in the comments below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Hopefully this helped you guys a lot. But either way, I'll probably release another video about all the weapons, more in depth of what they do, how to work with them. But until then, I'll see y'all when I see you. So have a good one, and I will see y'all when I see you. Bye-bye.